The Hungry Poets TV.
Have you fed
Have
your
you fed your
soul
soul today?
Hey. Welcome to another episode of the Hungry Poets TV. I'm so glad to have you here. Thank you for being here on this wonderfully hot Thursday. And I'm going to say wonderfully hot because, baby, it was a scorcher. Luckily, here at the Hungry Poet, we do have air conditioning. Honey, shout out to our set designer because it's breezy in here. But honestly, thank you for tuning in. I hope you're at home, cooling off, drinking some water, and you've come to us to feed your soul. All right. I love you dearly, and I'm glad to have you. Now, we're going to start off a little differently. So now, usually, I kick off the show, right, with a wonderful poem. But because we have the best-selling author, I'm going to hype her up because I'm so excited to have her. We got the best-selling author, the future Pulitzer Prize winner. I'm going to throw it out. She's going to get a Nobel Prize one day. We're going to speak it into existence and say it came here. The woman who has wrote more than 1,000 poems. Okay, she is a professor for poetry. She is an inspiration, and honey, she's a top seller on Amazon. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the Hungry Poet stage, Dara Kalima.
Woo! Thank you. Why we hunger? I am hungry. And this is not a poem about a fat girl that skipped a meal or two. I'm speaking of a different hunger, a deeper hunger. This is also not a poem about the sexual hunger of a person who hasn't gotten laid in years. There's worse hungers than this. This poem is about a hunger deeper than food or sex can ever fill. It's about a desire for love, a desire that many in my generation seek. I'm sorry, the two sounds are throwing me off. Sorry about that, guys. It is a desire that many in my generation seek. A hunger that left me seeking it in the arms of an oversized teddy bear when I was still in single digits. It's a hunger that developed when our households broke down, when one or both of our parents were either too high, too sick, or too far trapped away to be present. It's a hunger that developed when our households broke down, when drugs were introduced into our communities, when HIV bore bastard babies and fathers went from providing to being the cause of hiding. It's a hunger that mom alone could not fill, as she filled her days with 2 jobs to feed the 3 kids she was left with. See, I have a hunger for a stable love. A hunger never present at home. One not shown by example, not the I can do it all by myself love. You know it, the bitter, you don't need a man love. But I did. I needed both of you to teach me how to be complete. But dad was trapped in a bottle and mom was buried under work and the government. The government helped create this paradigm by imprisoning the addicted and paying ladies less than their worth or work proved they should earn. Poverty, struggle, loneliness fueled in me a hunger no adult mate can save, but I hunger stilled. The borrowing love prospects because I haven't yet learned to differentiate between examples of healthy love and love for love's sake. So I chase away stability, seeking it in the arms of the unfulfilling known. Hungry soul, seeking hungry soul. All the while malnourished, never able to do better. After all, how was I learned to eat my vegetables when potato chips was my main source of nourishment? So I hunger still, perpetually emaciated, starving while seeking an adequate meal. Thank you.
Yeah. Hey guys, it's your girl Mika J.Woods here with the Hungry Poets TV. Thank you again for tuning in. We are here at the Zaka Cafe. You saw us on the entrance. As I walked in, we recorded the entrance and you got to see this cool little outdoor booth that I'm sitting in. So today, because it's Juneteenth, of course we had to do some soul food. But I'm the Hungry Poet. Why would I be normal? Why would I get regular soul food? Why? Because there are so many different takes on soul food. I decided to show you guys a different take. This one is from Africa. So this is the African take on American soul food, which of course would include different flavors because they're different. So today we have vegan collard greens. Boom, I'm gonna enter a picture right here. I'm gonna enter a picture right here and you're gonna be able to see these cool bomb vegan collard greens. I haven't tried them yet, but we also have some French fries, and you know we had to have the fried fish and barbecue chicken. This would typically be the meal that was served on Juneteenth, which would be the barbecue chicken, the fried fish, the French fries, the collard greens, and there would be mac and cheese, but we decided against it because, bruh, how much starch are we supposed to eat? So let's get into this food. I'm super excited. I'm gonna start with the vegan collard greens. It's something completely new to me. I hope they're good, because if they're not, I don't wanna have to show y'all right here on camera. Y'all are getting the hashtag first bite. Okay. Okay, it's a little different, but it's good. Like, it's not lacking the meat. It's not lacking the meat, and I am not mad at that. So, oh man. It's not lacking the flavor because there is no meat. It's still just as delicious. I can't put my finger on it, but there's like a familiar seasoning, but okay. Okay, Zaka. I'm here for the vegan collard greens. The French fries now, they better be good. If they're not crispy, I'm not here for it. Well, let's see. You hear that crunch? I don't know if you heard that crunch. Maybe I should get a little closer to the camera because it was like a... So now, the chicken. Y'all know me. I'm serious about my wings. If my wings are not done correctly, a hashtag. So that is the only problem with eating outside, is you are victim to the elements. If you guys can't tell, it is raining because it is New York, and Mother Nature is not feeling New York this season. All right, but back to these wings. So let's get into these wings. Look at that. I'm gonna bring that in close. That's a barbecue wings. I hope my nails still look cute, but that is the barbecue Zaka wings. They call them the hashtag Bed-Stuy barbecue wings. So let's see this. Okay. Okay. It's good. It's flavored well. I am missing a crunch though. I like my barbecue with a little bit of crunch. I want to, you know, there's no, it's baked, so I can tell it's very healthy. I feel healthy in here. It's good, but it's baked. I do feel very healthy eating here. I give it to them. This is a healthier take on soul food. Soul food is not typically this healthy. There is no vegan collard greens where our ancestors came from, but I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at it. And then let's try this fish. I'm eating with my fingers. Once again, sorry, Ma. I know I was raised right. I went to a good school with, you know, grew up with the right people, but something about eating certain things with your hands that just hit. I done put my tartar sauce. I done put my hot sauce. Y'all just look, all right? That's how I'm gonna eat my fried fish. And it doesn't really look fried. It looks more like oven fried. If you guys can, I'll bring this in. You see, it's like crunchy, but it's not like deep fried crunch. Let's see. Let's see. I hope it's hitting like, all right. So this does have the crunch. It is good. The flavors are great. I'm not mad at that. And the tartar sauce, I have to give it to them extra points because your tartar sauce is homemade. Okay, honey? Homemade tartar sauce. I'm here for it. And you can tell it's homemade because the flavor is different. So I'm okay, Zaka. Okay, Zaka, I'm not mad at this. I'm gonna continue to eat this food, and you guys are about to get my review. So make sure you check it out, and make sure you check out the Zaka Cafe, and let me know your personal thoughts on how you feel about this restaurant and their take on American soul food. So it's an African take on American soul food here at Zaka, right here, 426A Marcus Garvey Boulevard. I hope you enjoyed, because I'm about to. Thank you. Thank you for watching the Hungry Poets TV. I'm Mika J.Woods. Check out the review right now. Can you hear me? Hello? All right. So, guys, welcome back to the Hungry Poets TV. I am your host, Mika J. Woods, and I am here with my girl, Dara Kalima. All right. So, now let's get on into this interview. But first, I do have to check the fact that you could not hear me right before the food segment started. What I was saying is the the Hungry Poets TV actually reviewed Zaka Cafe for Juneteenth. That's why we did the take on soul food. But because of technical difficulties, we were unable to play the video. So that was the review for Zaka Cafe. I felt like I had to bring them back for July because I had to give them a fair chance. And guys, you give them a fair chance too. Just because I said vegan collard greens, don't turn down. It's a little different. It tastes healthy, baked barbecue chicken, oven fried fish. It tastes very healthy. And if your goal is to be health conscious and still like seafood, Zaka is the place for you. Unfortunately, my goal when I'm eating seafood is not health, but to each its own. Okay? All right, honey. But I was here for their African dishes. For some of their other dishes, like the salmon burger and stuff, it was really good. But their take on American soul food, it was different. All right? But that's neither here nor there. What we're going to get into right now is this interview with our lovely, lovely future Pulitzer Prize. We're going to get into it with this young lady here, Dara Kalima. Can I give it up to you one more time?
Thank you.
Your piece, Why We Hunger, is literally why we do this show. It is that fed my soul. It gave me exactly what I needed this week, this moment, this hour, this day. Thank you.
Thank you.
But honey, you know I got questions, right?
Lay them on me.
All right. So let's start off with something simple. How do you identify and what are your pronouns?
Yeah, so my pronouns are she, her, and they. I have no problems with they, whichever one works.
Mm-hmm. Okay. She, her, they. All right. So, what do you consider yourself when it comes to entertainment? Are you a poet? Are you a spoken word artist? Are you just an entertainer? Do you just feel like you are up there pouring your heart and soul out onto the stage?
So yeah, that's a fun question. My answer is always I'm a poet who can perform because I'm really the paper focused writer. I'm more about like poetic forms and just doing whatever it lands on the page, more so than the performance. But I'm shifting a little bit towards more performance, and I have a theater background, so for me, it's really easy to take the written word and make it performative.
Okay, okay. I like that. I like that. So, what made you get into poetry?
Oh my gosh. So I hated writing as a kid. Like I hated writing. I hated reading. I hated writing. I was not about that life. And then somehow that shifted. And like my first poems, All Those Roses Are Red, Violets Are
Violets and
Blue.
blue. Uh-huh. I like you, but then you like me too.
I mean, all of those versions of that younger stuff. I started writing somewhere between 7 and 9. And then I even wrote my first short story when I was 9. Um,
Do you remember what it was about?
yeah, it was about this girl named Kalima who was the queen of the dorks. And there was
I'm here for it. Today is National, what is it? National Be a Dork Day. So I am here for Kalima, Queen of the Dork, because it is National Be a Dork Day. You can look it up on whatistoday.nationally.com. All right? I actually did look it up just because I do it as a part of one of my class subjects each day. So it is National Be a Dork Day.
So yeah, it was so like I started writing then, and then when I got to 16 I had started doing theater. And in doing theater, I when that project ended or that first show ended, I needed something to do and I didn't know what to do with like some new information. I had found out I had a half brother, that I'm the baby of the family, so everybody else knew. This was all old news to them. It was news to me by then. And then I had like that friendship, those childhood friendships change and shift. So I had like these feelings and nowhere to put them. And so I started poeting. And then at 25, my sister succumbed. Well, I was 25, she was 35. We lost her to breast cancer, but I had like nowhere to put those feelings. And so I've just been poetry when I have questions, when I don't have answers, maybe when I do have an answer. That's where I've been going.
Okay, okay, honey. So let's get into the nitty gritty. I wish I had like a spotlight so I could be like, do, 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 you know?
Not the spotlight.
Where were you? No, you write a lot about love. I've seen you in a few poetics classes and things like that where we have to discuss love and love loss and things like that. But I do not see that reflected on your social media because, honey, I'm searching. I'm looking. I'm all in your business. Who is
That
she
means,
talking to?
that means
I'm a
I'm
social
doing.
media stalker. So I've checked, I've scoured, I've searched, and I don't. What is the mystery?
So that means I'm doing my job correctly, even out of the internet. I'm glad that you couldn't find anything because I'm doing it right.
What's the mystery?
There is no mystery. There's nothing really going on, but I feel like I have never had social media and a romantic partner work well together. So, I mean, like, I've been interneting as long as you could be interneting.
Just call Barack Obama's interneting. I am done. This is Monique's internet. You will refer to it. Let me stop.
But like, I'm always like we talking about like when Black Planet was the thing. Like, this is how long I've been doing this. And I had a boyfriend who wouldn't change his status to relationship. I saw another guy add more female friends. I was like, cool, because I don't see my name on your page anymore because you added so many women to your page. So I just keep my relationships as best I can off of social media. The last boyfriend, one of the last, was it the last boyfriend? Whatever. Those titles are sort of a joke when they don't last long.
Bed warmer.
But that last
that's my coin term for any of you who know me and for those who don't. My coin term for a partner that ain't a partner yet, that ain't somebody that you can be like, that's my man, your bed warmer. They keep your sheets warm at night. They are here for a purpose, and you don't have to place a specific title that comes with needs and wants. Bed warmer.
So, I mean,
put it on a t-shirt.
We did. One, I love this title, and I'm gonna use it. But two, we did put a label on it. The label just didn't stick very well. It was like, put it on and fall off. The things were bad adhesive.
Yeah.
That was our relationship. And so the problem is that we were friends. We were friends on social media. Then we decided to do more.
And then he friended my whole network of people. And so now everybody knows him, and we didn't last very long, but it's like I don't like the social media connection that I have to look at my friend's page and now I see your mug. So like all of that, I try to keep my whatever love life there is off of online. Until like there's a ring on it or we don't put some years into this, you ain't gonna see it.
Smartest decision you can make, because love, social media, they're both like drugs, and you can quickly become an addict. And when the two come together, come on, that's like mixing tequila and vodka. And okay, okay, when the two come together, it starts off as a party until you're throwing up in the bathroom. Okay, until you're clutching the porcelain god and praying and saying stupid things that you don't mean. Like, I'm never gonna drink again. I'm telling you, that's what love and social media will have you do it, honey.
No lies detected.
Like,
True.
so now let's get into your book. I'm sorry. Since we're laughing, let's get into her book. I want to bring it closer to you guys so you can see what this hilarious cover, which I really enjoy.
I was matching that.
So it is called Still Laughing. All right. Still Laughing is Dara's current bestseller. All right. I'm claiming it. It's existing. So Still Laughing is her current bestseller, which I really do find to be amazing because it fits so many different like parts of your life where sometimes you just need a moment to just laugh at it. Like no matter how bad it gets, you need a moment. Even if it's just a second. Just be like, I was dumb. Seriously. So I would just like I would like you to tell me and my audience what inspired that, starting with the title of Still Laughing.
Sure. So one, I have a friend who I actually just had dinner with last night. And she kept going. I was telling her some story about some wedding and we were laughing about it. And she's just like, yeah, so you need to go write a book. And I was like, but I have the poetry book. She said, no, you need to go write a book like about this stuff. And I'm just like, but it's not this. And so either way, she convinced me that I had to. She was telling me I had to. And then two things happened. I had met this guy who was lying about his age by a good 10 years. And his pictures and his health were very different.
Older.
He
was out here smelling like Geritol. Oh man.
So unfortunately, this is the issue again with social media networks. Our network was more connected. So I found out a year later, after I did not end up dating him, that he passed away. But all of the people I know knew him.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Was it because of old age?
I'm gonna say.
Was that rude? Was it rude?
I'm gonna say
it was how you placed the story.
No, I get that. He was so when he showed up on the only time we saw each other, he did not present as healthy as he presents online. So probably part of that deception was absolutely tied to that. So there's that. So
he out here catfishing. He got shoe polish in his beard, trying to turn it black.
He had a whole black beard in the pictures, and his.
Did you touch it? Was it black ink on your finger?
No, because he was salt and pepper when he showed up. I was like, that's a whole lot of difference in hair color that happened in the picture.
So what? He was 25 in the picture and showed up. He was 50.
It was a whole different experience. I'm gonna say that. So that happened, and everyone is like, "Oh my gosh, he was such a great person. He's an amazing writer. He's all about the community. He was like really advocating on behalf of everybody. Everybody loved him." And I'm just sitting there like, "You mean that dude who catfished me?" Like I couldn't say that to nobody. I just said like, "Oh, it's so sad that he's gone. Yeah, I felt bad." And you're just like, "Yeah," but like simultaneously internally, I'm like, "But that dude,
you catfished me."
You know, like, do you know that dude? So I didn't have a place to share it, and so I started writing it. And then I went and fractured my elbow a couple of weeks later from that. And that story, the whole fracturing of my elbow is the most ridiculous moment and story in life. Like I was, you know how your glasses all get foggy when you go from hot and cold. So I was being a responsible person. I took my glasses off to see if there was
let me as a glasses wearer, look. I wish I could zoom in as a glasses wearer. Okay? Who never wears her glasses. It's never a responsible decision when you say, "Let me take my glasses off so I can be more responsible." I'm blind. I'm blind. I'm a fall. I'm tripping. I can't see. You see, she sprained her. Honey, it's never responsible.
No, I mean it was
Worse than drunk driving.
it was me being responsible because I couldn't see. Like I had complete whiteout. Like there was a complete whiteout. I could not see anything in front of me. So I took my glasses off to see if the figure on that light was yellow or orange.
Because you could see it clearer without your glasses.
Yes, because my glasses was as white as the walls. I can't see through this. I can't see through the glasses. It was so bad. So I saw that I had the right of way. It was like that whitish yellow. Like I was like, okay, so it must means I can go. What I didn't look at was the floor below me shifting. And so I stepped off the curb into traffic, laid out, glasses went into the middle of the street. One woman came to help me, and I was like, save the glasses, save the glasses. So I was like, they're gonna see me, they're not gonna see the glasses. You know, glasses, the real ones cost some money. So it was the expensive ones that was in the street. So I got her to save the glasses. Everybody rolled up on me. Like there were 3 police officers on bicycles who all came to my aid. Do you need an ER? No, I'm fine. You sure? Yeah, just help me up. It was a whole thing. It did end up me being rolled through the convention center to an ambulance. It was a whole mess. Because I wasn't in New York. So yeah, that happened, and I completely just laughed my way through the whole experience. And then a friend, and this happened right before my birthday, and so I told my friend about it, and she was like, "Oh, there goes Klutzy Dara." And when she said that, I felt a way, and I needed to write. Like I need to write about that, right? I was like, why am I Klutzy Dara? Like, so all of that led to me starting. Those are the 2 first stories I wrote for this book, Still Laughing, and it's all about like, I mean, there's some hard stuff in it. It gets, the further in the book you get, the less hilarious the stories become. It more becomes about just getting victory out of bad moments, or claiming your victory from a bad moment.
Okay.
So that's how that goes. But it's just a reminder to laugh through everything if you can. Why make bad situations worse? Like, what good does it do to be in the ER screaming, yelling, and moaning if we can just be giggling at this stuff? Because I had to have the nurse help me get out my Spanx. Like, it was a real situation here. It was a real situation.
I laugh at myself too.
That's the only way to do it.
I'm clumsy. I'm clumsy, ladies and gentlemen. I can't help it. I am very clumsy, and I tend to fall off. I actually had a e-bike accident. E-bikes are not. They should come with helmets. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scream at y'all like that, but e-bikes really should come with helmets. I'm clumsy. I get it. I can't say that I think I'm more responsible when I take my glasses off, because that's never been the case. I fall.
I was just trying to make sure that I wasn't crossing the street when I couldn't see what was happening. Mm-hmm. So I just didn't see.
So did it work out better or worse for you without the glasses?
You know what? I feel a little judged. I'm done. I'm over
just
it.
Just a bit. Knock. This is my gavel.
I feel away.
But on to the next thing. So, besides this book that you have written, mm-hmm. How many books have you written and published?
3 others. So 3 poetry books exist.
Okay. But my real question is, because folks, she had posted something on her professional Facebook page, made me feel like I haven't been doing anything during the pandemic. Okay. She posted something like, yada yada yada, just finished my 500th pandemic poem. I was like, you wrote 500 poems during the pandemic? Because I wrote 6. Not 600. I wrote 6. Period. That was it. 6 poems. And I felt accomplished. I thought I had done something. So, can you tell me what your number is now?
Oh my gosh, that's a great question. I don't actually know because I messed.
Real quick, you see my mom is out here commenting.
What did she say?
very true at the fact that I fall a lot and I'm clumsy. Ma, I see your shade, okay? I get it. Love you though. That was shady. You ain't have to agree publicly. We could have discussed that. Anyway, go on, Dara.
Always gotta rely on the parents.
You know,
it's
always mom.
Mm-hmm.
It's always mom. She was here last time too. But go on, Dara.
So I messed up and I was moving. I have this whole system of like keeping counts. I have a folder that has all the poems in there, and then I have I write all my new stuff on Google Drive, so then I'll download it onto my computer and then put it into the folder, and then I have a backup drive. And somehow, because I edited somebody's book recently, I was one of the editors on a Kevin Powell book that came out in the beginning of the year. And so when that happened, I moved some of the poems over that were theirs and not mine. So my count is a little corrupted. I'm almost done counting, but I still have about 300 to go. So I am definitely over 1,500 poems my entire life. 1,500, 150 plus some numbers. I'm probably approaching 16.
We're gonna move on to the next question.
I should be approaching 16.
1,500. You can't count it far.
I mean, I've already moved over 1,200, and there's still some poems I got to get through for the last bit of time.
I know, right? So, girl, all I want to know is what do you write most about?
So, what do I mostly write
about?
I mostly write about well, lately I mostly write about Black Lives Matter. So that has been the main topic of late.
Nice.
Historically, it's mostly relationships of some nature. So I'm impressed that you actually caught. I'm impressed you caught the relationship thing, because most people don't know that, because everyone has been seeing the Black Lives Matter stuff because that's what's happening in life. So political stuff, and all my books are more political than actually the body of work that actually exists.
Yes, but I read.
You apparently
read most stuff. Most people's stuff. I read. You guys send me a lot of stuff, and I try to get through it. I'm very grateful. I love the consistent flow of artwork coming in. Shout out to you guys. So now you do write a lot about social activism, and I really want to know what is drawing you to write so much about social activism besides the obvious. Okay, because I don't want to hear I'm a Black woman. I get it. We know.
But I'm a Black woman. No. So what draws me to it? I think it's been, so what started it, the first real like long poem I wrote was a poem called The Trouble with Labels. And it's actually in my first book, Black Man, Black Woman, Black Child, but I also put it in here because of the content. Like, this is a memoir, but I do have the back with some poems in it. And so I included that poem in here, even though I don't really perform or stick by it anymore. But it was all about identifying. So I'm African American. I can go straight to slavery in this country. Like, that's the history. Everyone's from the South. That's my family, right? And then I at that point in time, I was meeting a lot of people from other parts of the diaspora and was noticing the clash between everyone. Oh. And so it was important to me to be like, this is who I am. And reality is that most of y'all wouldn't have been here with the progress that you have if it wasn't for the stuff that happened with my ancestors. So, and it's not about like being divisive, but it's like, let's be real about the history of a people that we ignore, and we all blend into one, but we're not all the same. We don't all come from the same background. We get a lot of African Americans get a lot of bad rep for being lazy and all this other stuff. And like the things that were being said to me by people from the continent, and then other things that come from people from the island, like it was a lot. And so for me, it was like, I got to explain to you who I am and what I helped create here. So that all said, that's sort of what started my whole political thing, because it's like, we got to fix this world. So it's not even just about being a Black woman. It's about being a woman. It's about like, I exist, I take up space, and you're not going to ignore that.
Okay, honey. Now that was an answer.
That was an answer.
She decided not to serve me up a little Debbie cake. She gave me a full-on peach cobbler. I am not mad at that. honey. So, all I have to ask is, what do you see next for you, and what do you see next for your brand?
Ooh, that's ooh, goodness. So I don't know if you just saw, but our mutual friend and I just started a podcast. So that's a new thing for the brand. So I am. We haven't said that, have we?
We haven't
That
talked
I
about it.
am the community poet. That's actually the title given to me at some point by somebody. You won't say who, but I am Dara Kalima, the community poet. And so that's the brand in which I operate under for the most part, which is about representing the community. You can figure out what community that is, whether it's feminine, whether it's not, whether it's black, but what if it's the arts community, if it's the Christian community, whatever community I'm talking about today, that's the community I'm representing. So I am the community poet, and so I want to find ways still which to continue to help the community. I don't know what that is now. I used to be big on community service. I don't have the same time and bandwidth, but I am happy to talk to the kids anytime I can. Like I will go somewhere and just help and make the world better if I can. So there's that. And did I answer both questions in one answer? I don't know.
You see, so you see yourself becoming more so the community poet, and your brand, the community poet.
Just expanding. Like I wanted to. So when I started the community poet, well, when I really started owning the community poet, because one of those bed warmers, gave me that title.
You
See, I was
hear
paying
it?
attention.
We're gonna carry this term on. I want to see it in the comments. I want to see it on your pages, honey. Bed warmer needs to become a thing. We don't need to call everybody a boyfriend. We're not dating everybody. Some people are just there for a reason.
So
ain't nothing wrong with it. Okay?
So he gave me the title, and of all the things that was fascinating about the dynamic, that the title was the one thing that needed to stick. Everything else could go away. Some of it's bad memories, some of it's poems that will whatever. Anyway, so
not every poem needs to be shared.
Exactly. So either way, so he started calling me the community poet because he saw that I was speaking for the community. And before we started this podcast, I was actually doing so with the goal of doing my own public access show. And then COVID-19 happened. So I actually got certified to do a BronxNet show. And then COVID-19.
We'll be looking for that soon.
I got to get recertified, but yeah.
Well, tell everyone where they can find you.
So my name is Dara Kalima. You can see it there. So you can see it there, and you can darakalima.com will get you to my website. That'll take you to everything, which includes Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm on Snapchat, but you'll be disappointed if you try to find me there. So don't follow me there. Callie's Camera on IG, Callie's Corner on Twitter. Callie's Camera on Snapchat too, but again, don't do that. So find me, and yeah, all of that stuff is there. Find me and let's communicate. I'm really big on talking to the community.
Well, honey, I feel very, very fed by everything that she showed us today. But before we move on to her spotlight performance, I want to get into how we are feeding these bellies, honey, because Jelly the Belly needs to get fed, all right? Gus the Gut wants to get full. And I want to show you how this month, our meal of the month is called Summertime Fine. And it is presented to us by one of our absolute favorite chefs, Pat Lee. Hashtag Cooking with Pat Lee, at Cooking with Pat Lee, $ Cooking with Pat Lee. Guys, check this out. He always gives us the best meals, the wonderful deliciousness, and this one, it's no different. Check this out. Cooking with Pat Lee. Hashtag Summertime Fine.
Chef Pat Lee here with another exclusive video for the Hungry Poets TV. Today I'll be making a New York strip steak with homemade chimichurri sauce, a seafood stuffed baked potato, twice baked that is, and stuffed lobster tail. So stay tuned and get ready for the ride. We're gonna go ahead and get started with our chimichurri. The first thing we're gonna go ahead and do is cut up some red onion, and we're gonna cut it up into cubes as small as possible. Dice up that onion nicely. Alright, now once that onion is finely diced up, we're gonna go ahead and put it in a bowl As you can see here, I didn't realize that, I needed a bigger bowl, so I just transferred the white one out. And I'm gonna go ahead and add my onions to the bowl and get started on the next ingredient. All right, so now we have some fresh parsley to cut up, and cutting up parsley is real simple. You just roll it up like you roll a blunt or a cigar or a burrito, if you want to get technical, since this is a cooking page. Go ahead and roll it up, and then once you get it nice and rolled up, you can go ahead and start to chop up your parsley into smaller pieces, making sure that it's as fine as possible, cutting away at any potential stems, or just making sure that all the leaves of parsley are cut as thinly as possible. Now, while I chop up this parsley, I want to chop it up with y'all real quick. Do y'all think that $50 is too much for a date? I mentioned this because I was talking with some of the bros the other day, and they were talking about that these women out here are asking for too much when it comes to dates. Like, yo, $50 is too much. And I'm kind of old school. Like, I'll pay for the first dates rather. I don't believe in going Dutch. I pay everything. So when I heard that, I was kind of baffled because I live in Delaware. So if you want to get anywhere, you got to drive. Gas costs money. Then you got to find parking. Parking costs money. Then you got to pay for the restaurant. I alone like to eat and drink. So I know my meal by itself is going to be more than $50. So when I used to date, I would, I mean, even to this day, I still pay for everything. But it just baffles me that these fellas think that $50 is too much for a date. And if y'all out there and y'all think that $50 is too much for a date, go ahead and make this recipe, because for one, you can make this whole entire recipe by itself for less than $30. And if that's too much for you, then shit, I don't know what to tell y'all. But anyway, I'm getting a little bit off topic, but that's all right, because that's how I do in my kitchen. So the parsley is nicely finely chopped up, and we're gonna go ahead and put that in the bowl. And we're gonna take about 4 to 5 cloves of garlic, and we're gonna chop it up. Pictured here is about 3 cloves. I added a couple more, but once it's chopped up, you just want to use the edge of your knife and kind of smear it or smush it down to the cutting board to almost create a paste-like consistency, because you don't want to bite into the chimichurri and taste the bits of garlic. You want to kind of get like the little remnants of it. So this paste works perfectly for that. And then of course I added some cilantro as well. Then I wanted to add a couple of pinches of kosher salt. And then some freshly cracked black pepper and red pepper flakes. And then we're gonna add some red wine vinegar. Now, I'm not giving exact measurements for the chimichurri because you make it to your liking, but I'm just giving you the step-by-step to follow through. Go ahead and add some olive oil to your bowl. Now you can slowly start to mix everything together, adjust with additional red wine vinegar and olive oil if necessary. I also added some more cilantro and more parsley to the mix to give it a greener look, as chimichurri should be. Now, as you can see, the extra greens kind of helped it out a bit, because now it looks like a proper chimichurri. I want y'all to see how beautiful that looks. Just absolutely incredible. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and get started on our baked potato. Take as many russet potatoes as you like and start to poke small holes in them with a fork. And we're gonna cook these with a little bit of olive oil, some salt, and freshly cracked black pepper, and cook them as they are now, uncovered, for about an hour to an hour and a half, or until you're able to scoop the insides out and the potatoes are nice and soft. Now we're gonna go ahead and make our lobster tail. You can either use a knife for this or a pair of scissors. I'm just gonna cut down the shell, and I'm gonna take that lobster tail out and just put it right back on top of itself on the shell. And this not only helps with the cooking process, but the aesthetic. We're gonna go ahead and get our stuffing ready. So we're gonna cut up some shrimp. This is about 6 or 7 pieces. You don't need any more and you don't need less. This gives it the perfect balance when making that stuffing. Now into the bowl goes your remaining shrimp. And then after we add the shrimp, we're just gonna chop up some parsley And you know how we do, roll it up like a blunt and start chopping it until it's nice and fine. And then once it's nicely chopped, we're just simply gonna go ahead and add that to the bowl as well. And same technique as earlier, get a couple of cloves of garlic, mush it into a paste, and add it to the bowl. Now, my camera went out, so it didn't see me add the lump crab, but I also added some mayonnaise. I used spicy truff, but any mayo will do. Go ahead and add some Dijon mustard, some freshly cracked black pepper, mix it up, and then just add a little bit of lemon juice to kind of loosen it up a bit. Give it a nice little stir. And that stuffing is going right into the lobster tail and into the potatoes. Now we're gonna go ahead and add some slits to the middle of the lobster tail so we can go ahead and stuff them. Season them accordingly with cayenne pepper, some Old Bay, of course, because it's seafood. Add just a little bit of lemon pepper. Add some orange pepper, don't know what that is, but I found it and it looked nice. Add some olive oil. And then we're gonna gently massage all of that seasoning and all of that oil into the lobster tails, making sure every piece is nicely coated. Yeah, I wanna make sure that my lobster tails are perfectly seasoned. And I'm gonna go ahead and add my stuffing to the slits of the lobster tail. Make sure you get a lot. All right, now transfer your stuffed lobster tails to an oven-safe pan. I'm gonna add some more olive oil to the top to help it brown, and then top it with some freshly cracked black pepper. And then we're gonna put into a preheated 350-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes, or until the tops are perfect and brown. Now, once your potatoes have cooled down, you can go ahead and scoop them out. What we're gonna do essentially is take out the potatoes from the skin, and then we're gonna go ahead and put them in a bowl. All right, so now we have our potato skins sitting there cooling off. We have our potatoes. Do you think we're gonna mash these with a masher? Nope, y'all should know me by now. I live by the potato ricer, y'all. Perfectly smooth, creamy potatoes every single time, trust me. Yo, y'all see how heavenly that looks? You're not gonna get that from a masher, trust me. You may get a little bit of lumps here or there, but I like my potatoes creamy and smooth, especially since we're doing this with the stuffed baked potato. So go ahead and add some kosher salt to the potatoes, add some melted butter, and then mix everything together. And little by little, add a little bit of heavy cream to your bowl, give it a nice little stir, and y'all see how perfect that looks? I mean, I couldn't help but take a little bite, you know. You have to sample your food to make sure it tastes good. So you're gonna go ahead and stuff your potatoes with the mashed potatoes. And then on top of that, add your seafood stuffing mixture. And we're gonna put these in a preheated oven at 350 degrees for 20 minutes. Top it with some olive oil and some freshly cracked say that 3 times fast. Freshly cracked black pepper. And now we can work on our steak. Now, pro tip for your steak, leave it out to get to room temperature for about 20 minutes prior to cooking. If you cook it straight out the fridge, it's gonna remain cold in the center and it's gonna be gray on the outside. We wanna make sure we get that nice, perfect sear to our steak. So the next thing that we're gonna go ahead and do once we get at the room temperature is, of course, wipe it off with a paper towel. And then we're gonna season it with some kosher salt. You wanna get those big pieces of salt to get on top of your steak. Adds the flavor to it. And then you're gonna add some freshly cracked black pepper. And trust me, that's the only seasoning that you need when it comes to a steak. You don't need garlic powder. You don't need cayenne pepper. Just straight up salt and pepper. I'm gonna show y'all another pro tip once we start to cook this steak that's gonna add some depth of flavor to it. Again, you only need salt and pepper, but just make sure that you cover all of the pieces of steak in the seasoning. This includes the fatty end caps as well. And once your cast iron or skillet is nice and hot, go ahead and add a high heat oil to the pan until it smokes. I prefer grapeseed oil because it has a high conductor of heat. So you're not gonna burn your steak. It's gonna help with that nice sear. Now, once you start to see it smoke, This is the perfect opportunity to go ahead and add your steak. Again, you don't want to add it to a cold pan. You want to be able to make sure that it's nice and hot until you hear this. Yeah, I wanted y'all to hear that nice sizzle for a second. So I like to have my steaks on medium rare. So if you're cooking it medium rare, you're gonna cook it about 2 or 3 minutes per side. If you want yours medium to medium well, 4 to 5 minutes per side. And if you like your steaks well done, you want to cook it about 6 or 7 minutes per side. But the cooking process is still going to be the exact same, whether you have a medium rare steak, if you have a well done steak. I'm going to show you a pro tip that's going to take your steaks to that next level. What we're going to do now is we're going to add a few cubes of butter. This is about 5 or 6 tablespoons. We're going to add that butter to our hot pan. Actually, it's a little bit more butter than that, but whatever. We're going to add that butter to the pan, and then afterwards we're going to add some fresh thyme. The aromatics of the thyme is going to add another element of flavor to your steak, as well as that butter. And we're also going to add some fresh cloves of garlic. Now, you can leave the garlic unpeeled. I like to peel it so this way the flavor gets directly into that butter. And then for the remaining cook time, we're going to baste it. So my steaks were actually made medium rare, which is slightly pink on the inside, but nice and seared on the outside. And you're going to baste that for the remaining 2 or 3 minutes until it gets to an internal temperature of 135 for medium rare, 145 for medium, and about 160 or so for well done steak. All right, and now for the fun part, we're gonna go ahead and plate our meal. So we're gonna add our piece of steak to the center. Look at that beautiful juice on that steak. And then we're gonna add our gorgeous stuffed lobster. And then last but not least, our stuffed baked potato. Y'all go look at that. That's a pretty ass plate, ain't it? That plate is sexy. Sorry. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and add that chimichurri to our steak, and I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this meal. But I want to thank y'all for tuning in to this week's meal. I want to thank the Hungry Poets TV for having me on their show once again. I look forward to being on more episodes with y'all, and I want y'all to follow me. Go ahead and look for me on TikTok and Instagram. If you have a Facebook, you can follow me there as well. And I hope you all enjoyed this recipe. Now, I also have a cookbook available for y'all if y'all want to go ahead and support your boy. And you can go ahead and follow me on my various social media channels. Much love. Till next time, this is Chef Pat Lee saying much love, many blessings, and let's eat.
Honey, let me let you know. That was Summertime Fine, and Pat Lee is Summertime Fine. Okay? He is Summertime Fine, and that meal looked absolutely delicious. I don't know about y'all. I agree with you, Shay. Yes, that meal was sexy. It looks damn good. Yes, Miss Denise, it was yummy, 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 yeah. Tanika, it looked delicious. So I'm out here. Y'all see me. I'm single. Single like a dollar bill. Not really like a dollar bill, but this is my hot girl summer. So can I find a man that can cook for me like that? Honey, you might slow me down and give me a fat girl fall, okay? I'm just saying. I should. Tiffany, my set designer, can I get a meal? So I don't have to look for this meal chef. Cause that was delicious. You know what? But I digress. Shout out to Cooking with Pat Lee. Follow him on the gram. Check out his new cooking podcast. He will be back for more and more episodes. I'm very glad he agreed to continuously work with us. But our show is going to keep going. I'm going to move a little fast because I got to perform. I got to give some shout outs. And we also have to go through our spotlight performance from our spotlight hashtag Spotlight Artist of the Month, which is Dara Kalima. So up next, baby, I'm going to give you my girl Dara Kalima with a piece that I feel we all need to hear, which is called Unclaiming Cute. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Dara Kalima to our stage.
Lover, crazy than you. Ooh, 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 cool, cougar, cuter than tea, tasty, texture, tease, and then back to C. Cut, cut, cute. See, I can't claim cute like Eve Ensler reclaimed cunt. She took the word and claimed it and renamed it from the insult it was, but cute. How does one take what seems harmless and transform it to a positive? Cute. Cute is babies, soft, fluffy. Innocence is teddy bears and Cabbage Patch Kids. Cute is something you want to grab and snuggle with. Cute is that guy you sort of dig. It's that joke that was almost funny, that thing that only slightly grabbed your attention. But cute for many years has been my definition, and trust me, it has not been by choice but by those too deaf to hear my voice. I am that girl that's typecast as friend, that cute label always marking my end. And though admittedly, sometimes I play the child card just to lay it on thick so I can get my way, but that's not who I am every single day. There are times where my man gives me that look, signaling what's up. And from his tasty lip slips, "You're so cute, I just want to eat you up." I become violently nauseous, wanting to run to the can and puke. And after giving back my food, I ask, "How you like me now? Am I still cute?" I am not a fuzzy little thing that momentarily piques your interest. When I sashay into a room, oh no, I've made an entrance. I am a lady that does everything with style. My unique touch makes everyone smile. I am mature, ambitious, and well-mannered. I'm so good, I exceed every standard. I nurture and support all of those around me. I hide the stress so well that no one can see. I am too good to be found just on anybody's arm. I even greet my enemies with a special kind of charm. I do not neglect my roles nor any duties, though you only see cute rather than beauty. See, cute equals young, inexperienced, and naive, but in that definition, you won't find the real me. I am a woman with a body to give life to the world. You get lost in the net that I could have twirled. I give birth to inspiration, hope, love, boys and girls, and baby, I have all the womanly curls. My face may be round, my body a little plump, but I will school you while doing the bump. I could drive the sanest wild, make the untamable mild, if only you take the time to see me as more than a child. But first, you must get past your prepubescent views on what a woman is and what she should do. I bring knowledge and wisdom well surpassing that stage, but with that one word, you act as if I'm half your age. I can supply you with all you may possibly wish. I may even surprise you with some special tricks. But if I am referred to that way once again, my sweet, sweet dear, you will never get a spin. See, a woman is more than idealized doll, and beauty is defined as more than spelt and tall. I am devoted, giving, loving, and wise, and my baggage is only purse size. And though innocent, I may look a step you just mistook, because cute and me just can't be. It's not my label, so don't stick it to me. So while Eve can do pieces on reclaiming cunts with a and a nasty touch here, and now I've decided to abolish that word because this beautiful black woman just had too much. Thank you.
Woo! Woo! Honey, if you are not following Dara Kalima, you better be following her now. That was her poem, Unclaiming Cute. Okay? So where we've all thought cute might be cool, cute might be fire, cute might be this. Honey, she's more than cute. She is fierce. She's a woman. She is great. She is gregarious. She is graciously gorgeous. I absolutely love it. Thank you, Dara. Thank you, Dara. So now before I get into my piece for the day, I just want to share with you guys some shout outs to the people who support us, not just in our comments, but one special shout out for me is somebody who should be watching. His name is Darren Jean. He is one of my individuals, and he heard a poem that I did on an earlier show called My Name Is, and it's about how I feel about my name and how proud I am of my name. And he remixed it, and he did a poem called My Name Is and featured his name, Darren Jean. And I'm really proud of him, and it made my entire week. I'm so grateful for you. You have fed my soul, Darren. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, shout out to Jeet from SK West Hempstead, 162 West Hempstead. She's the one who keeps my eyebrows and my skin clear, okay, honey? She keeps it all clear and just beautifully glowing. So shout out to her. All right, y'all. I'm very grateful for all who have attended today. Thank you to everybody who is here. Thank you to everyone who commented. Thank you to everyone who participates in our wonderful show. Now, I'm going to share my piece for the day, which is called Daughter of Oshun. Since she claims, she want to unclaim Q, I had to give you guys a piece about how I feel about what's going on with women and everything else. So here is my piece called Daughter of Oshun. Shout out to my mom who's watching. I see you, Mom. You're in this one, don't worry. I was not taught to walk into a room quietly. I do not know how to let my personality come off mildly. I was not born to come into this world as just another worldly being. I was born to be untamed, unharnessed, unbuckled, and unbothered. See, I was never taught that old adage that behind a man should stand a great woman. My mama only showed me how to stand on my own, how to build my own empire and earn my own crown, how to own every town and make them pay for every unnecessary frown. See, I am the daughter of Oshun, by way of Tanya and Dolores and Inez and Mariella and Beulah and Beverly and Mildred, by way of the feminine flame that burns inside of my chest that will never be dead. See, I was never taught to be seen and not heard. Even as I say these words on my tongue, they feel absurd. I was only taught how to bring forth life and place my stake in the next generation, leaving behind my father's sins as they are no longer available for excavation. See, I was born into the era of female emancipation, where we are no longer accepting these less than him wages and just below him in smaller print, though he didn't do any work, bylines or pages, or she's the warm-up, but he's the headliner stages, or he's not usually this aggressive, but he's going through a hard time phases, and definitely not. I fight all these side bitches for my man cases, for we are the daughters of Oshun. We are distant descendants of royalty. We are meant for greater than any lesser being can ever assume we could be. We deserve more than just your protection. We deserve your equality and our peace. See, this poem was not written for just me. It was meant for every one of you ladies, whoever feels as if she should take a background seat, dumb herself down for him to be seen, or been called a bitch or mean for asserting herself, putting her foot down and refusing to be used or schemed. See, it's time to make him lean in. Now, honey, fix your crown and never deny your right to the throne again. Queen. I am Mika J.Woods. That was the Daughters of Oshun, and you have been watching the Hungry Poets TV. Shout out to our chef of the month, which was cooking with Pat Lee. Make sure to follow him, support his Cash App. Shout out to all of our wonderful audience, and special shout out to our best-selling author, Dara Kalima. Giving a special thanks to our set designer who provided this wonderful set, our air conditioning, and you see we ain't got no fireplace. It's way too hot for that. We got air conditioning today. All right, so thank you all for tuning in. I hope you tune in next month on August 19th, where we have the wonderful show producer, June. I'm just going to call him This Life. And we also have our featured poet who will be Poetic Boy D. Make sure you check it out. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful episode. We even have a musical guest that's coming in straight out of Canada. I told you we international, dog. So I am glad that you stayed with me for this hour. I had the most fun with you. I enjoy you guys more and more each month. And I will see you next month. I am Mika J.Woods. And the only thing I have left to ask you is, have you fed your soul today? Mwah! See you next month, people. Love you. I'll see you. I'm by myself.